Welcome back to Startup Hack. I'm Spencer Thomason, and with my 25 years of development experience here at Startup Hack, we turn beginners into full-stack developers in as little as 3 months. Today, we're exploring the secret to using minimal APIs in .NET 8, a simplified approach to building web APIs. This new feature streamlines the process and makes it easier and faster to create robust APIs. So let's dig in. All right, so we're going to dive into minimal APIs in .NET 8. So now, minimal APIs are a new feature that was new to .NET 6, but has been built upon with .NET 8 that allows you to create web APIs with minimal configuration and setup. Unlike traditional ASP.NET Core applications, minimal APIs focus on reducing boilerplate code. This means you can get your API up and running with just a few lines of code. It's perfect for microsystems or for quick prototypes in any project where simplicity and speed are paramount. So I know when I need to spin up a quick API, this is what I use. Now, some of the advantages of a minimal API is its simplicity and conciseness, ease of use, lightweight footprint. These run on almost next to no memory. They have a quick startup time and improved performance. They focus on HTTP APIs, and they reduce the configuration overhead as well as integrating ASP.NET Core. All right, so some of the limitations is that it reduces the flexibility. Minimal APIs are designed to be lightweight, which can be limiting in terms of flexibility compared to like a full MVC or the other APIs in .NET. So this might be a disadvantage for complex applications with intricate requirements. So be careful when you start using these because they don't really scale super big. So if this is a small thing that's going to become big later, might not be the best to use, but if this is a small microservice that you're going to just use as that and keep small, then it's a great thing for that. Now, minimal APIs also, as the name suggests, provide a very minimalistic approach for the set of features. So if your appliance is going to require advanced features or extensive customization, don't use minimal APIs. Go use the full thing. Also, the learning curve. With minimal APIs, one line of code can do a lot, so there can be a little bit of learning curve, and sometimes with great power comes great responsibility. Now, it's not also suitable for all scenarios. I'm not here saying that minimal APIs are the best thing for everywhere. They're quick, lightweight, fast, get them up quick, but otherwise your traditional ones might be more of a best approach. Now, implementing minimal APIs in .NET 8 is super straightforward, and so one of the times where you use these, and they're very versatile, is so you can use them in a variety of real-world scenarios. They're ideal for microservices as well as for quick prototypes and other things. All right. So as always, let's dive into our code sample. Make sure you go and download our code samples. The link is down below, down in the comments. Go and grab the code sample because we provide hundreds of code samples over ranging different things. So all of our videos that we've made, and we've made hundreds and hundreds of videos, they're all in the code samples. So go pull down our code repo because we have tons of free code samples in there. So go get those because that's what we're going to dive into right now. So you see that you start with a minimal API by this minimal API.http. This gives us just the very first footprint to be able to do the get with a weather forecast, for instance, right? And this is the minimal API host address, and you can see that using these curly braces, and we can see that this is a very simple way to get this started, right? Now, everything else in our code here is all into this program.cs. Now, I'm not going to go through all of this because, and this is probably a little more than I would recommend stuffing into one class. In fact, some of these other classes and interfaces could get moved off into another one, but this is designed to be a very simple little example for you here, right? So generally, I'm not a big fan of saying, hey, let's throw the book service and the interface all into one class. But just for the point is, you can do it this way and then on like a embedded server or something, get these up and running. So to kick this off, you would just you create the builder service here, you add controllers, your endpoints, this is going to generate Swagger, so you're actually going to get a Swagger up and running. And then, if it's development, we use Swagger, otherwise we don't. And this is a handy little thing because sometimes we don't want our Swagger to run in production. Sometimes we do. This is all we have to do to be able to map an actual get. So we can see actually using this keyword here, this is going to generate a function so that at the root, it just returns hello world. I'm going to go ahead and try to fire this up. Let's give it 1 second here. All right, so I clicked run on our minimal API here now. Now you can see the root and you can see books. We've got these different API variables, right? Or the verbs, excuse me. Man, I'm forgetting my own rest. Get in front of the camera and you lose some of this. So we have the root get variable. So if I execute this one here, right, and we gotta love Swagger, right, and this one we don't have any authentication set up on right now. But so if I try this out and I execute the Swagger on this, we can see that it returned our hello world. Now let's throw a breakpoint in there, right? Oh, we have a breakpoint there. So wondering why our breakpoint didn't hit. But we can see that as we execute this, it's returning hello world. So we definitely see that that code is running. So not sure why our breakpoint isn't hitting. But let's try this with the books, right? So we're going to set a breakpoint here for our books and the get on the books, right? So we can see how simple it is to map this out to do the get to get all the books, right? The next one is the get books by ID. And so let's execute the getting all of books, right? So try this out and execute. Okay, now we're into this. So we can see that we step into our books class and return all of the books, right? So we had built out inside of our code here some examples, and there's some hard-coded lists here of these books, right? This is just for, again, for a very simple use case. But you can see how simple that with just, 150, like we have the whole example here, but the actual code itself for running these is less than 50 lines long. So that's pretty impressive to have a whole web service up and running. I remember in the old days it used to take tons of code to be able to write something like this. So again, I'm not going to go through all of these because the whole design of this is for you to pull down the code samples and play with these. But I'm going to go through what I think is interesting and useful, right? And so we can delete a book, right, by doing books and ID. And this we'll call the delete books, right? And you can see with name of delete book, and that's what's going to tell us these different variables, right? Or excuse me, these different action verbs that we have. And so these are going to correspond to our endpoints that we have out here, right? Our put endpoint as well as our delete endpoint. Now again, like I was saying in the PowerPoint slides, there's kind of some magic keywords here, right? Understanding the learning curve here of map delete, right? So we can see a map get, the map post, map put, right? So these are our corresponding variables in our API here on the Swagger, right? And so we can also see the map delete, right? So, but it's really powerful how simply that code is for building this, and the rest of this is just sample code with very straightforward stuff. So again, pull down these code samples. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know what you think about this video. Overall, we just really work to try to bring you guys great value in these videos. And I appreciate that you guys but leave me a comment. If nothing else, to just say hello. I always try to reply to all of them. I've made a lot of videos today based off of comments that I was given. So let me know what your thoughts are. Here at Startup Hack, we love to train software developers. So make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and we will catch you guys next time. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel because we bring you lots of great tutorials and tips that every developer should know. See you next time.